What is popping, everyone? Corey Shea here. I want to make a little special video today. This is a special little campaign that I've been planning for a good while. Um, so you guys know I'm a big fan of fighting games. I really want to get good at this game. I want to get good at Street Fighter. So we're gonna do what's called we're gonna do a campaign of sorts, a road to Combo Breaker 2027. So basically what that entails is I really want to go through all like the fighting game fundamentals that I want to really learn. I want to try to post my like learnings and like my routines and stuff like that um every couple of days, just as like have y'all see me learning the game. So there's a lot I need to go into, like the fundamentals, like neutral game, anti-airs, just learning my characters, matchups, and just learning how to lab in general. But we're gonna get into it. I'm really excited for this. All right, so what is the first thing we'll get into? Well, I would say as far as me, the fundamentals. The first fundamental I have been told to kind of dive into will be the neutral game. So, in a second, we're gonna watch a video kind of going over like explaining what neutral game is. So, let me get the video up and we'll kind of go through it. What's neutral game?
Full Screen Wizard Champion and Monster Machabo wrote this document, translated by
Okay.
Shinjin Baiken. On the second page,
So he said something very interesting to kind of get the grasp of neutral. He proposed the idea of this neutral triangle. So without further ado, he's gonna get into it. So we'll watch the video and I'll compile my notes. So what is the neutral triangle by chance? What is that?
in neutral, at any given moment, you are in one of three states of play, and they each contest each other, much like a game of rock, paper, scissors. Making up the triangle, we have passive play, establishing play, and preemptive play.
Okay, I'm gonna go back to that and write that down, because that's pretty important. Okay.
Passive play, reacting and waiting for opportunity.
Okay, so passive play is basically just like waiting and watching. Waiting for your opponent to make a mistake is what I'm assuming. Okay, let's write that down.
It's what Faust was doing in this clip. It led to his death. Passive play is about waiting and playing reactively.
Okay.
This leaves you available to capitalize on your opponent making preemptive plays. When you're playing passively, anything reactable is punishable.
Gotcha.
With normals that are slow to recover. Air dashes, YOLO DP, even random supers. The best part is, you can't be counter hit for doing nothing. But
We won.
anytime you get counter hit in neutral by a big slow button with a lot of whiff recovery, ask yourself what you could have gotten by doing nothing. If a character is fishing for big counter hits by swinging preemptively,
okay.
playing passively more often might
If they're
be
just
your
throwing out
solution.
shit,
An old Bone Storm player once said to me,
if they're just throwing out shit, and you just like take your time and like observe your opponent, you can catch them slipping. You can wait for them to make a mistake and then capitalize off that because you're patient. But I feel like being too patient can be a detriment as well. Because if you're too patient, you're not doing nothing for a good amount of time, and your opponent, if they're preemptive enough and they're just really gonna go, they'll get on your ass. They gonna get you. Like, jump him.
enter establishing play.
Okay, establishing play.
Capitalizing on a reactive player.
Okay, capitalizing on a reactive player. Okay, let's write that down.
Player is committed to playing passively, they're effectively operating on a delay. A character with a decent run can get into a threatening range from about half screen,
Okay.
before you even have time to react. This Faust, me, is reacting to Soul's forward movement as a tell, and trying to check him before he gets a far slash out. Big mistake. I react in 24 frames, but that's not enough to check his approach. When Soul is in this range, my reactive options to deal with his approach are severely constrained. Soul gets an opportunity to establish his offense, landing far S is good, all because I'm scared of jump-ins, bandit bringers, gun flames, and getting whiff punished. When you've been playing passively and you believe your opponent is trying to establish themselves with a move like far S, have a plan B on deck. This will involve instantaneous options even faster than 2P.
Okay.
As Faust, crawl takes no time at all. Backdash is instantaneous. 6P reaches
Okay.
upper body invuln in a couple of frames, making it effectively faster than 2P. Or maybe just keep blocking. You never know when that approach might be a feint, and blocking far S is
Okay, so I kind of get the gist. So basically, he's saying like, yeah, playing reactive is nice and all, but if you're too reactive, if you're just not doing anything, like I said before, if you're just not doing anything for a good amount of time, that gives your opponent a chance to set up shop and just assert their will on you, basically. So it can be a good thing to be reactive, but if you're too reactive, basically your opponent is gonna get a free lick off of you. They're gonna be able to set up shop, and you're not gonna be able to do anything about that unless you're really, really quick on the draw. You know what they're gonna do. You can like counter their approach, which makes sense. Makes sense.
pretty good if you have D. Commit to passive play. Only play rock. Always
Gotcha.
rock.
Okay.
Alright. In this example, Faust is playing passively, convinced
Okay.
his opponent might make big reads in neutral, and still convinced that Sol might try something mid-approach. And
Gotcha,
sadly,
yes.
gets thrown. He played rock every single time. This
Yeah.
little mini-game that develops is your reward for choosing establishing play when your opponent is passive. Passive Zato, but you can't land Snip? There's an advantageous game to be played there. Now, Guilty Gear Neutral can be two players playing very passively. You'll get real impressed when two players stare at each other playing nothing but rock.
Okay.
But they can do
Ugh.
approach. They must.
That was grimy.
Some characters are insanely good at it. So how do we take advantage of establishing play? Paper. Well, enter scissors.
Okay.
Big reads. Preemptive play. If you look at the options used to establish oneself in neutral against a passive opponent, you'll find that those options are too limited in their own way. Barring certain matchups. Even if they have 50 bar to Roman cancel and force their way in, they still need to touch you. They still need to swing with a very specific timing, or they're just whiffing a button in front of your face. At which point, passive play works. You want to stick out something big and active on a read. This could be something like Faust Dive Kick or his 5H.
Okay.
Or you can look to crush their option by going over or under. The effective window to 6P a far S, for example, is pretty big, and this is true for pretty much everyone. But these preemptive plays are pretty much pure reads. Generally, the normals with the most active frames, or the most invuln, carry the most risk on whiff. It's just how the game is designed. One Faust privilege that comes from his normals being so friggin' long is that he can snipe a forward run before they have a chance to dash block. And at supermax range, he's not that easy to whiff punish either. It's a decent way to challenge approach before this happens.
Okay.
So we have our triangle. Passive play, establishing play, preemptive play. What if we tie? Rock versus rock.
Hold on. I didn't quite understand the preemptive play. Hold on. I might be stupid. Hold on.
In front of your own way. Well, enter scissors. But they can and do approach. They must. Each other playing nothing but rock. Get real impressed. Guilty Gear Neutral can be two players playing very passively. You'll get real impressed when two players stare at each other playing nothing but rock.
Okay, so they're waiting on each other to make a move. Shut your ass up.
But they
Okay, he
can
did
do
scissor.
approach.
Okay, I'm trying to make sure I understand this. So rock is just kind of being reactionary. You're just waiting on your opponent to make a mistake and then capitalize off that. Okay, cool. Establishing play is basically establishing play is basically paper in this situation. If your opponent is being too passive, you basically get on their ass. You basically assert your will essentially, and preemptive play is. Oh, okay. I think I get it. So, if paper is being it's like basically rushing down on your opponent. You're just getting on that, getting in that ass, so to say. Preemptive play is basically nipping that shit in the bud. Like, okay, I know you're gonna get in and try to attack me, but you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna hit your ass before you can hit me. That's what I'm getting at. That's what I'm. That's what I understand. Basically, I hit you as you try to hit me. Basically, um, typically I would say that's probably gonna be a longer ranged attack and probably a fast attack. Um, that's what I'm getting.
Big reads.
If I know that you're trying to get in on me, I'm gonna basically keep your ass from getting in on me. I'm gonna stop your advance before you can get to me. That's what I think that's what it means.
Preemptive play. If you look at the options used to establish oneself in neutral against a passive opponent, you'll find that those options are too limited in their own way. Barring certain matchups. Even if they have 50 bar to Roman cancel and force their way in, they still need to touch you. They still need to swing with a very specific timing, or they're just whiffing a button in front of your face. At which point, passive play works. You want to stick out something big and active on a read. This could be something like Faust dive kick or his 5H. Or you can look to crush their option by going over or under. The effective window to 6p a far S, for example, is pretty big, and this is true for pretty much everyone. But these preemptive plays are pretty much pure reads.
Okay.
Generally, the normals with the most active frames, or the most invuln, carry the most risk on whiff. It's just how the game is designed. One Faust privilege that comes...
So with Faust, so the example that I'm kind of seeing with Faust is that, like, Faust has he has a slew of very, like, long-range attacks. If I'm an opponent and I'm trying to be preemptive, I know he's gonna throw these normals out to keep me at bay, but I know you're gonna attack me, so I can duck and dodge, and you basically whip the normal, and I go in and get your ass. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what I think that means. Basically, I know you're gonna attack me, so I'm gonna attack you before you attack me, or bait you into attacking me, and then punishing you when you whiff. Yeah, smart.
Rock versus rock. It's
Okay.
literally this until it isn't. Paper
Okay.
versus paper. The character that can swing faster first here wins.
Okay.
It's Ramlethal. It's Ram. Reed versus Reed. When you clash with
Oh,
any
okay,
of the
so it's like
boxers, the
reeds.
victor is the one with the better hitbox. You'll find in a lot...
But basically what he was getting at, there's when it comes to like the neutral game in fighting games, there's like a triangle. There is rock, which is pretty much passive play. Basically, you kind of like laying low and kind of chilling until your opponent like makes a mistake, and then you capitalize off that mistake. Basically, kind of watch your opponent for mistakes and then punish them for that mistakes. Then there's paper, in which I know that you're being passive, so I'm pretty much just get in on your ass. Like, come here, yeah, paper, yeah, bring that ass here, yeah. Like, you basically set up shop and assert your wheel. And then there's scissors, they're preemptive play. Like, I know you're gonna assert your wheel, and I know what you're gonna do, therefore, I'm gonna set up attacks that basically prevent you from asserting your wheel. If I know you're gonna assert your wheel, I'm gonna make hard reads to punish you, essentially. That's what I got out of this video. So you guys can correct me if I'm wrong in the comments if I'm wrong. But I think that is a cool way to think about neutral. I would say, without further ado, let's watch some match footage and kind of like see if we can like spot that triangle in an actual match. We'll watch a couple like ranked matches and then kind of analyze that and kind of see if we can point out each part of the triangle, so to say. Give me 1 second.